Welcome back to another cabin trip, everyone. It's me, Sarah, and Beatrice. Beatrice is up front because we've got the back here filled with another shelf and a bunch of stuff, and it's raining out, so I can't really put much of it in the bed of the truck. So we'll see it when we get there. Sometimes we wonder if Beatrice even likes Sarah, but then at moments like this, we realize that she does. She's just plain hard to get. So my goals for today are twofold. I want to get this place ready for winter, and then I've got some very special guests coming later in the week. My parents, my dad, who I learned everything I know how to do from, and my mom, who's always been my biggest fan and encouraged me to follow my passions. They're going to be here later this week, so I really want to get this place looking good for them.
And I am here today to keep Mike on track so that he doesn't start another project. And I'm also here on official bank business, which we'll discuss later, privately.
All right, last week we left off. I didn't get this shelf up because some epoxy that hadn't dried. I've got that shelf. Let's get this put up. This is the bit that's epoxied. So we're gonna mark this.
I've been waiting forever to do this.
This bit here is called a crotch. It's where a branch branches off, or there's a split in the tree. And Barrett's trees are all city trees, so there's a lot of these in them, which, you know, it can be good or bad depending on what you're going for, but I think they look beautiful. Buddy, get out of the way. Alright, so I use my router to make this channel in the underside of this shelf here, back at the shop. Now we're going to take the LED strip lights and install them in there with the help of my best buddy right here.
Hey.
Oh, you're my best buddy. My number 2 best buddy. So I've got this 24 volt DC LED strip lighting. I will try to figure out where I got it and put a link in the description. And we're just gonna roll it out here. It's got 2-sided tape on the back of it, and it even says where to cut. I just need to drill a hole over here on the wall where I've marked for the wire to come through. So I'll do that right now. There we go. A couple years ago, when I was in college, I used to work at a commercial furniture warehouse. And I would start work at 5:30 in the morning. I would get the trucks loaded for all the guys that were going out on jobs. They'd usually be out of there by 8. And then for the rest of the morning, I would unload the trucks that came in for future jobs and store that furniture, you know, someplace we could find it in a warehouse. And those were easier times. I made $10 an hour. I'd work from like 5:30 to 12. I'd go to my classes in the afternoon. And it was great. It was simple times. And one of the best benefits of that job was they gave me a catalog full of boots. And I was allowed to pick any boots I wanted. And these are those boots right here. These boots have been very durable, but I do have one issue with them. It feels like I'm walking around in cinder blocks. And there's also a piece of metal stuck somewhere in the sole, and I've taken them out, I've taken the soles out, I've taken them apart. I cannot find the metal. It could be glass, could be a rock, whatever it is, it keeps biting into my feet. I've gotten really frustrated with it, so I think it's time for some new boots. There's two things that I'm looking for in a boot, and that is first, comfort. It's got to be comfortable, and second is durability. So far I've had these for a week and they're very comfortable. The durability, we can tell after some time. Brunt sells their boots directly to the consumer over the internet, so you avoid the middleman. That lets them provide a very high quality boot for less money. So you can order these online. They'll send them right to your door. They have an adjustable width system, so if you have wide feet, you don't have to worry. You can try them out for 30 days and send them back, no questions asked. If you'd like to try out these boots, you can click the link in my description, use the code 50acres, you'll get 15% off and free shipping. And again, you can try those for 30 days, and if you don't like them, you can return them, no questions asked. I'd like to thank Brunt for being the sponsor of today's video. Let's get back to it. Okay, I've got this thing shimmed up just a tiny bit, so now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go around back and we're going to drill through just so we can have 3 points of contact. 13 up from the outlet box, and we got to go 7 over from the stud. Of course I can't find my pencil, so we're marking with a screw. Alright, so that went really well. I'm super happy with this. So anyone who watched last week's video, and I'll put a link to it above, will notice that I wasn't 100% sure about how I felt about this. And I looked at my pictures a lot when I got home and I thought about it, and what I realized was that I think these are too close to this trim. And sometimes in photography, when you're cropping a photo, people will say, it's cropped too tight, it needs room to breathe. That's not always the case. Sometimes tight crops are appropriate, but I think in this case, you just needed a little bit of room to breathe. You needed to show this different color in between here. And so what I'm gonna do is take these home with me today, and I'll cut them down back in the shop and then put them back up. All right, now we're gonna do this LED strip lighting. So we gotta feed this wire through this hole, which seems to be in about the right spot. All right, that was easy. And now we'll just take this tape off and stick it up. And I did talk to my friend Ryan, who's like an electronics whiz, and he said I shouldn't have to solder this, which is nice, because it would be really difficult to solder upside down if you do. So, of course I'd want to do it before we put it up. Alright, there we go. That's all good. Cool. Alright, that's all in there. Let's go wire it up. It's pretty neat, huh? Alright, so wiring this will be really easy because we've got a box right here, and if you've been watching for a while, you'll know that the fuse block is right behind this wall, so we're just going to throw just a single-way switch, or a two-way switch, I guess you'd say, and then we're just going to take the negative right back to the fuse block, take the positive to a switch, and then back to the fuse block. Alright, we need only about 2 feet of wire, so this should be really simple. Just cut that off there. And then because we're doing a switch, we need another bit of red wire. We'll just take another 2 feet. Put that there. So these will be going to our switch. I got some 14 14 gauges don't take a lot of power. Our blue connectors here are for 14 gauge, so that's what we'll use. Goes on there. Now we'll just crank that like that. Give it a pull. Crank this one. Do it again because I might have missed. Alright, that one's on there good. So we'll just put these here so we don't get confused. One end of our positive is going to the fuse block, so we're going to put one of these connectors so we can slide it right on. I think I missed on that one. There we go. Give that a test. That's not going anywhere. One end of our negative is also going to the fuse block, so we'll put this on. Let's test that. That's pretty good. And then all we're going to do with our other ends is strip them and use some Wagos. Alright, let's go wire this up. Alright, so our switch, we can just send that through. Right. There we go. Got that sitting there for when we need it. Alright, we'll just... Oh, Phillips, never mind. Won't do that yet. Alright, we'll just loosen our fuse block a little bit. And I use the kind that can slide in, so we don't have to loosen it all the way. And I like to use the corresponding pegs just to keep things... Take that out, I'm not going to use a 10 amp fuse. Alright, so we're going to connect our negative. Connect our positive. Oh, that's not, there we go. Okay, see these little floating wires right here? That's what we're going to do. We're going to connect to. So we'll use our Wagos. There's the red. Now keep in mind I haven't put the fuse in yet. Alright, there's our positive. Still in focus. That looks in focus. Our negative wire. It's in there, not going anywhere. Our negative to the fuse block. Alright, we got that all connected. It goes to a switch. It's all good. Alright, so I've got a 3 amp fuse here. We're gonna put that in. I see light poking through a hole. I think it works, but we'll go turn it on for effect. Let's put our cover back on. If I can find the stickers, I'll label it. Alright, moment of truth. Let's see how this thing works. If it works. Wrong way. Nice. Wow, that is bright. That's nice though. That's gonna be really nice to have all that lighting there. And so I am gonna trim this in here. People have been asking me about that. I think I'm gonna make like a Kamiko style grate thing that kind of picture frames on there, but I don't know when I'll get to that. That's the low priority. So prepping for winter. There's not too many things that really need to be done here, but I've got some firewood. It's a little bit too long for my stove and it needs to be split. So I want to do that now, and then I also need to winterize the pump so that it doesn't freeze and break in the winter. good to get that done. This isn't a lot of wood, but you got to remember, I don't live here. We come down in the winters, and we have a pretty short, mild winter, so it's not like I need this massive stack of firewood. I also burn a lot of the scrap hardwood that I generate in the shop, so we should be pretty good if we run out. I mean, I won't run out by a lot. We can get some more. Hey Sarah, see that switch in the bigger blue box closest to the wall?
Yeah.
Turn it on.
Oh my gosh.
You're such a smart.
That's great.
I did that while you were taking a nap.
I didn't take a nap.
Yes, you did.
A couple hours, was it? Whoops.
Bank can do what she wants.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I know you like your fancy new boots, but don't you dare bring those in here.
All right.
You kidding me? Just because they're new doesn't mean the mud can come in.
All right, the next thing I want to do after that firewood, I want to get this place winterized so the pump doesn't freeze. So let's do that right now. So the first thing we do, this is the pump. See when it kicked on, we make sure that's off. So that's off, so we can do that. So next thing, this is RV antifreeze, and I always get a ton of comments whenever I use it. People think I'm putting real, normal car antifreeze in the cabin. I'm not doing that. This is propylene glycol. It's in the same chemical class as alcohol. It's also used in food services, so this is not going to kill us. I wouldn't go drinking it, but it's definitely not going to hurt us. Man, it's really nice out now. Good time to do some outdoor chores. All right, so we'll go over here to the side of the cabin. This is, there's all kinds of crap here, but this is lever right here. That's my low point drain. We're gonna purge the water out of there. All right, see that? All that's doing is emptying the water out of the expansion tank and letting everything drain out of the house. Next, this is really not as confusing as people think it is, but next thing we do is, I've got these three-way drains here. We're just gonna close that one so that no water can go into the house system. Everything here is the pump. Just open that, any water in the hose can drain out. And then over here, we have another there's a Hornet, another three-way switch, right? We don't want water to be pulled from the tank. We want water to be pulled from this. There's our old thing of used up antifreeze, RV antifreeze. Let's see if this Hornet will get the hell out of there. They're not like smart Hornets, they're stupid Hornets. Okay, so now that we open that, the water comes from this, okay? But this is empty, so we got our fresh one here. And so I do plan to wire this pump to a three-way switch so I can turn it on from inside or outside. I actually have a video on how to wire a DC three-way switch. I'll put a video to that. But since I don't have that done, since Sarah's here, we're just gonna tell her to turn on the pump, and then we'll just suck the water from the antifreeze bottle into the pump, and we'll be good. There we go. All right, that's open. Put this right here, and we just stick that in there, and that's good. That just needs to go like that. Sarah, open the sink faucet. There you go. And then open that window so you can hear me. All right. Okay, I'm gonna yell to Sarah. She's gonna turn on the pump. It's gonna draw this out of this, and then it's just gonna come out this hose right here. It's not gonna go into the whole house. Doesn't need to. Hey Sarah, turn on the pump. Okay, turn it off. All right, so I don't know if you can tell, but this hose right here, you see how it's like pink? that flushed all the water out of it, and it just went to right there. That's all it went to, is that triple valve right there. Yeah, and that's it. It's done. With a three-way switch, it'd be incredibly easy, but it's still pretty easy. So there's one more thing we should do, just so the water can drain back. We'll go in the outdoor shower. Oh, see, this is already. So we got this turned on. We got that turned on, and just in case there's any water up there, it can all just drain back. In fact, it is draining out. See that? So that's why it's good to always open a little bit more water coming out. That's why it's good to open all the valves. It needs makeup air to flow out the pipes. Alright, so I had a couple people express concern that they thought that these would get too hot because it's glass and it's sealed in. So I'm just gonna, they've been on since 9 a.m. It's 3 o'clock now. I'm just gonna go feel them and see if they're hot. No, they're not even hot at all. They're not even warm. There is a hole on the top where the wire comes in, so that could be why. But the glass is just not even heated up. Yeah, those lights take like 1.7 watts each. So I mean, even though LED lights do generate heat, that's probably why it just isn't enough heat to make a difference. So I have been working on these cabinet faces, just so you know. I'm working on trim, cabinet faces, and the table all at the same time, and just whatever one gets done first is what gets down here.
As for this official bank business, let's be honest. I came here today for a progress report. He keeps asking for more money. I'm not seeing my returns as fast as I need them. Anyone else a little tired of him starting a new project without finishing the one he was doing previously? Hello, shingles. Anyhow, Beatrice and I did a full assessment of the progress. I'm actually quite surprised to say I have to continue to approve this lending. He's doing a great job. It looks like he'll meet the target of being able to bring some furniture down here by Christmas. And the hope is we'll have a nice 3-person, well, 2-person and a dog, Christmas at the cabin. So, I don't know. I thought I was going to get to be a little bit harder on him this week, but overall, 2 thumbs up. Super proud of him. He's awesome.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.